really passionate about, as I mentioned earlier, is the connection between our minds, our bodies, and our souls, between our physiology, which I'm going to include a little bit in the mind piece, okay? So our physiology and our psychology. And something that it's like one of those things we know. We know there's a connection between the mind and the body, and everybody talks about this, and we get that. We get that when we have a stomach ache, maybe something's wrong with us. But do we really understand it in a deep, deep way? Do we understand how much our bodies really let us know what's going on up here and what's going on in here? And it's something that I'm really passionate about and I like to explore with people, because once you understand how your body is constantly communicating with you and how your thoughts are constantly communicating with you about what's really going on inside, you can stop and do Joan's amazing breathing technique and then look at yourself and look at your life and reassess, okay? So the first thing I'm going to ask everyone to do is
Second.
Right.
No, we did it. We already did one thing.
So the second thing I'm going to ask everyone to do is to please close your eyes, okay? Take a minute to close your eyes. We're going to take one of Joan's awesome breaths in through the nose. Okay. And I'm going to ask you to do something that's like a bit of a bummer, but I'm going to ask you to do it anyway, okay? And that is that I want you to imagine a time that you felt really disconnected. You felt disconnected from yourself. You felt disconnected from God, or however else it is that you call the divine. You felt disconnected from other people. I want you to think of a very specific moment in time that this is true for you. And I want you to notice every sensation, mental and physical, that's happening in this moment. So for example, what's happening with your limbs? How do they feel? What's happening in your chest? How's your heart rate? Your breathing? How does your belly feel? Do you have any thoughts going through your mind? Do you have a lot of thoughts going through your mind? How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about others? How do you feel in general? What emotions come up for you? Now, I want you to open your eyes and take your notebook and pen or pencil. And I'm going to ask you these questions again. Really try to stay as much as you can present with this moment in your mind. Haya, you can sit here or you can pull up a chair there, whatever you choose. Okay. So pull up a, keep this moment in time in your mind while you write down the answers to the questions I've already asked you, but I wanted you to be more present with your eyes closed. Now you have your eyes open and you're able to write. How do you feel in your body? How do your limbs feel? What's your posture like? What's going on in your chest? How's your heart rate? How's your breathing? How are all those gnarly little digestive organs doing? Is your thinking calm and clear? Or is there a lot going on up there? How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about other people? How do you feel? What emotions come up for you? The more specific and varied you can be in your emotional language, the more fun this exercise gets. Okay, so I'm gonna you can keep writing, but I'm just gonna ask for things that came up for people. What's going on with you in your body? Yes. Tight. Just call out. Just call out. Cold. Disconnected. What else? Numb. Limp. Tired. Heavy. Shaking. Constricted. How do you feel? Emotions. Hurt. Pissed. Rejected. Ashamed. Wanting to disappear. Alone. Anger come up for anybody? These are all the fun emotions that we love to talk about. These are the politically correct emotions. Yes? Okay. So how do you feel about other people? Don't like other people. Anything else? Everybody's better than you. Intimidated, terrified. How do you feel about God? Is God in the picture? No, right? It's just like, no God, okay? So now I want you to close your eyes for a minute and think about something that you're really passionate about, a dream that you have for your life. It could be that you would like to have more peace in your home. You would like to get along better with a spouse or a roommate. Or there's a job you're really going for. Or you want to bring peace on earth, or you want to raise money for a nonprofit, or just make a really good lentil soup. Whatever it is that you want to do, I'm just going to ask that this be something that requires the support or assistance of someone else, okay? So it's not something that you can do by yourself, like, I don't know, go to the bathroom, which hopefully all of you are capable of doing on your own. Yes. Not everyone is, so thank God. Okay, so think of that thing, and I want you to turn to a partner, and you're going to take turns. Very quickly, each person is going to take 2 minutes, and I want you to try to engage your partner in the thing it is that you want to do. Okay, so for example, if I want to make a lentil soup, but I don't have the ingredients, and I really need help getting those ingredients, so I'm going to try to procure the assistance of my partner. Okay? But this is the catch. The catch is that you have to fully embody the physiology that you just wrote about. Does that make sense? So you just wrote down, my stomach's tight, I feel constricted, my body's limp, I'm angry, I'm sad. Okay? So I want everyone to stand up and fully embody this physiology, okay? So I'm gonna call this collection of feelings, thoughts, behaviors, I'm gonna call this like the down physiology, okay? And in the down physiology, all sorts of yummy and delicious things that we love to talk about come up. Great, okay, so now we're going to explore the opposite physiology. I want you to imagine now, close your eyes, put your pens down for a minute. Think of a specific time in your life, a very specific moment where you felt tremendously connected. It could be something as glorious as the birth of a child, something as simple as a sunset, although sunsets are really not so simple, but whatever. They happen every day, okay? Where you just felt tremendously connected to yourself, to God, to other people. And really be present in that. So now I want you to notice the same things. What's going on with your body? How's your posture? Your breathing? Your heart rate? Your digestion? What's going on in your mind? Are there thoughts running through your mind? Is it clear? How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about other people? How do you feel about God? How do you feel in general? What emotions come up for you? So now take You can open your eyes. You can get a notebook over there, okay, if you want one. Okay. So I'm going to ask you the same questions again. Hold on to your moment where you felt tremendously connected. How do you feel in your body? How's your posture, your breathing, your heart rate? Your digestion? How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about other people? How do you want to treat other people? How's it going with the divine? What's going on in your mind? Lots of thoughts? Not many thoughts? What kind of thoughts, if any? What emotions come up for you? So what you're doing right now is you're, in a way, sort of cementing a record. It's almost like the DNA of how you respond to a state of disconnection. And different situations will bring up different emotions for you, but this is almost like your formula. So when these sensations come up, right away you could be like, ah, this is what it feels like when I'm connected. And when the emotions from the previous exercise come up, you can say, ah, this is what it's like when I'm disconnected. And the question is, if we want to be connected, happy people, identifying those times of disconnection can be really helpful in getting us to that connected place. So, gathering from people, what's going on with your bodies?
Open.
Open.
Relaxed.
Relaxed. Light.
Flowing.
Flowing.
Happy.
Fulfilled. Happy. Powerful. Beautiful. Confident. Energized. Nurtured. Oh, that's beautiful. Heart is full. Spontaneous.
Wanting to keep going.
Yalla. Yalla. Okay, great. So, thoughts? Are there thoughts running through your mind? Or is it kind of empty up there?
This is meant to be.
Kind of, yeah. This is meant to be. So I find, there's just sort of like a quiet in that place. Now I want you to notice, and this is a really, really important thing to notice, that this general sort of state of quiet that you're experiencing in your mind is the kind of quiet that that creates the space with which we can think straight, with which we can come up with ideas that make the world a better place. People think that by being in the down energy, angry and fearful and sad, that's what will motivate them to make the world a better place. But it's hard to think creatively in that place. We shut down in that place. The place where we're able to think creatively is here. It's in this quiet place. Is this quiet place apathy?
No.
It doesn't mean we don't care. It simply means we are present with what is. We are accepting what is. Does everyone feel that? Okay. So now I want you to take a moment, not take a moment, we're going to take a long moment. Stand up. And I want you to fully embody this physiology. Your posture, your muscles, your tone of voice, your level of energy, everything that's going on in your body. Fill it up all the way. And now this same exact thing that you wanted to recruit your partner to assist you with, pitch it again. Okay? Go. Person number one, start, and then we'll do switch. So sometimes there are challenges that turn out to be great acts of chesed. The other night, I couldn't sleep, and I woke up at 4 in the morning and opened up Likutei Maharan, which I have to say is not the easiest sefer for me to learn, because it's a pretty loaded book. It's not easy for me to learn by myself. Likutei Maharan by Rabbi Nachman. So I like somehow Hashem gifted me that this one piece that I opened up, I understood from start to finish. And he makes a lot of literary allusions and uses certain language that I don't always understand. So that was such a gift. Okay, so this is from chapter Kaf Bet, section Hey. So chapter 22, section 5. And he says that every single person needs to have mercy on his body, because our souls are always connected and always enlightened. But our bodies, not always so enlightened, right? We experience this. But what I thought was really cool is like, okay, so like that's like a really simple, universally understood idea. But then he said something else which I think is really beautiful and very much in line with what I want to talk about today, with what I am talking about today, which is that you can, if you want to, have your body help your soul rise and shine, then you have to train your body to be a vessel for your soul, so that it's not just a container, it's actually helping you do your job. So that even when sometimes you feel a little bit disconnected, your body is like the train. And even though you might forget that you're on the train, it's still going to take you where you need to go. So there are a number of ways that we can do this. There are a number of ways that we can train our physiology to support our psychology and to support our manifestation of all of the shining and rising that we want to do in this world. So one thing is exercise. If we exercise, and it sounds like, yeah, we know, we've heard a million times about exercising, but this is the cool thing about exercise, is that if you exercise regularly, and then there's a day when you don't exercise, your heart is still going to be beating like the heart of a fit person. And your breathing is still going to be like the breathing of a fit person. And your metabolism is still going to run like the metabolism of a fit person. So that your body is still going to keep you on a higher plane on a quote unquote difficult or bad day than it would have been if it was not a fit body. The same is true with your thinking. Your thinking, we often think that we are our thoughts. Why do we think this? Maybe because Descartes gave us the gift of I think, therefore I am. Perhaps it is I am, therefore I think. Or perhaps I am, therefore I am. Because we noticed in that place when we were totally and utterly connected to God, no thinking happened there. But there is no doubt about it, we were. So thinking is a tool that we use in order to express ourselves and make things happen in the world, right? I'm expressing tons and tons of thoughts right now. But the question is whether the thinking is your ruler or you are the ruler of your thinking. And if you train your thinking, your thoughts on their own will also be like the train that takes you where you want to go. Another thing is food. If you eat healthy all the time, I know this is going to sound crazy to those of you junk foodies out there, but I have to tell you, whenever I pass the candy shop in the Shuk, and living in Nachlaot, that is not a very difficult thing to do. It used to happen daily. I'd buy a candy bar. Like I just couldn't help myself. Ma?
Can I take just 1 second to speakers?
Yeah, besimcha. So as I was saying, oh yeah, always buy a candy bar. Now I walk past the candy store, it doesn't even register because I've trained my body to habitually simply like healthy food. It doesn't even occur to me to pick up the candy bar, even at a party. Even when somebody brings a candy bar to my Shabbat table, I still don't eat it. It just doesn't even tempt me at all because I've trained my body to be the train that takes me where I want to go. I have other temptations. Okay, so then there is prayer and meditation. If we have a practice of quieting our minds every single day, then even when we have an off day, our minds simply just know how to be quiet. Something I can tell you, this is like my most challenging thing. Quieting my mind is my most challenging thing. So even when I tried to take a nap today, my mind was like, you know, because it was like, this is my first event in years. And so like, there were so many things to do and all of these individual people to take care of and making sure that all these different things happened. And my mind didn't quiet itself because I haven't trained it enough. And two more things. One is community. A community of women like this, the community of women that you can create in your life, and men also, family, all of the people that you surround yourself with. Even when you have a bad day, seeing their faces reminds you of who you are and who you want to be and where you're going. They're like your fellow passengers on your train. Make sure your train is filled with passengers that help you to rise and shine. And those who don't, perhaps you kick them off the train. Okay. And one other thing is laughter. Laughing is a habit. Kids do it all the time. Do you have a habit of telling jokes, of seeing the humor in life? I had the amazing opportunity a number of years ago, along with my husband, to train as a laughter yoga instructor. You'll get a taste of that later. Yay. And when you laugh all the time, sometimes it happens without you even noticing. It's also like one of the little, it's like the caboose at the back of the train. I laugh, I can, I laugh, I can, I laugh, I can, I laugh, I can. So I just want to conclude this section of the evening by blessing all of us, that we can think about the train that takes us there, think about the physiology that we want, think about the life that we want. And if you ever find yourself being stuck in a negative physiology, find someone who can help you. Get back on your train, because there's just way too much for us women to do. There's a lot of fixing that's got to get done. There's a lot of rising. There's a lot of joy. There's a lot of glorious beauty for us to bring into the world. And I cannot wait to see the light that each of you brings.